reliant on modern technology here.
Ta-da! Shall I sing
Um,
Jingle Bells? Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Kill me now, just kill me now. She's been like this all morning, and I'm just like, I'm glad she's sharing it with the world, so the world knows how annoying that she is.
I can do
Basically,
another one for
no,
you.
no, 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 no. We
Oh,
are here to say things we probably shouldn't, Victoria, which I guess you already have. You shouldn't be singing Christmas carols. Um, but I think it's your day to pick a topic.
yes, it is. And today we are going to follow on a little bit from yesterday, so it might not surprise you as much as you think it will. We are going to go with, drum roll please, confidence.
Ooh, confidence. If I've heard once, I've heard like dozens of times, more than dozens of times. I want to say hundreds of times, but I'm trying not to exaggerate, but it probably is. You're so confident, Nichola. You're so confident. It's all right for you. You're confident. It's easy for you. You're confident. I wish I had your confidence. Like, do you get those types of things as well, Vic?
Absolutely. But also, it takes me back to where does confidence actually come from? And a lot of people think that confidence is grown as something, and it's not. You're born with it. Everyone is born with confidence, right? And it's actually something that's taken away from us, it's not something that's given to us. And that's a huge shift in mindset that people really appreciate learning to grow because we're actually born with it. Were you born with it, Nicola?
I was born with a lot of things, and I believe you. Do you know the other thing that I think is absolutely like a truth? People who feel they lack confidence believe that the people that they see with confidence, they're never scared, they're never afraid, they never procrastinate. I think there's this perception that if you outwardly appear as confident, that you don't struggle with anything. And the reason that people don't feel confident is because they struggle with those thoughts and those feelings. And if only they were confident, those thoughts and feelings would disappear completely.
It's almost like you have to be an exceptional human being to be confident. I'm an exceptional human being, so I must be confident. Or she's super confident, so she must be exceptional.
Yeah.
And there couldn't be something worse in the world to be called exceptional when you're a confident person, because when you do have that confidence, you're actually okay being anything but exceptional. It's the complete opposite. You're okay with showing your true self to the world, trying new things, even if you're scared. Having the confidence doesn't mean you're not scared to do something. It just means that your confidence is screaming louder than your fear.
Oh, I love that, Vic. I love that. That is like a brilliant way of saying it. Your confidence is louder than your fear because the fear doesn't go away. It does not disappear. Like when Vic's full of brilliant ideas, like, when I say brilliant, some of them are, some of them aren't. She's full of something. When she came to me and said, like, we really need to do this series, like, I don't know what's holding us back. We've got two people who really don't care about being on camera. Why aren't we doing it? I There's thought that goes through my mind that's like, what will we say? What will we talk about? Will anybody watch it? Will it add value? Like, will we be any good? But that doesn't stop me from go ahead and doing it. So I think that we should talk about what are the different um I don't want to call them hacks because that just like feels so like wrong and cliche. I like to call them games. So that's what I think they are, like the different games that we play when those feelings appear. So something like going live, I must admit, even though like there's a little bit of me that like goes, it is a little bit, and I'll use another example later on something that really does properly scare me. I'll start off with one game that I play, and it is what's the worst that can happen game. So I think the thing with that fear that you come across is that you go to that fear and then you just feel the feeling and you run away from it straight away. And what I find is really, really useful is staying in that feeling. But what's the worst that could happen? So the worst that could happen is we don't broadcast properly and we sit and talk for 15 minutes to ourselves and it doesn't go out. It does broadcast and no one watches it. It does broadcast and people watch it and they think it's rubbish. Can't think of anything else like as like the worst case. Maybe we get a bit of hate. Like surely that's the worst thing that could happen. Like a little bit of hate coming our way. Do this live and someone says something mean and horrible. And I live with those. And I actually live with those things. So as I said, probably the worst one, someone comes back with a bit of hate. I'll just delete the message. I'll just delete it because it's not giving you airspace. That's that's actually livable. The other ones, no one watches, we forget to broadcast all of those things. That's just a giggle a minute, that is.
I
So
think you
what's
need to make it fun, don't you? Like, everything that you do, you need to make fun, you need to make uplifting, you need to make it a laugh. And when mistakes do happen, you need to just find the funny part in it. It's the way of learning. And I always say, I love stepping into fear, right? So I don't know whether you've seen on my profile, went to Dubai, and basically I did the zip line. Now, this zip line was 44 stories up in the air, and you sit on this ledge. You lay on this ledge, and at the point of where you're looking down with your head over the top, you're not even strapped. So you've got your harness on, but you're not even attached to the line. Now, that for me, my heart was in my mouth. It was absolutely in my mouth. But I wanted to do that experience so much that I just overcome it and I just did it. There was so much in me when I was on that ledge thinking, I need to get down from here, I can't do it. And then I'm like, no, because this is really going to push me. By the time I get to the end of that zip line, I know I'm going to want to do it again, but I'm not going to want to do it until I've done it. And that it's overcoming that fear, which actually gives you the confidence to then do something. And the more you do it, the more you're training your brain about what's the worst that can happen. You're thinking about the worst things, but until you've actually got some pure evidence in your brain of things going well, you're never going to build the confidence in it. So I didn't die on that zip line, got to the end of it, really enjoyed it, wanted to go again. I've just given my brain that evidence, which then instills the confidence in me. You're never ever going to get over something unless you change the narrative and you change the experience.
And I think you're spot on there, Vic. Absolutely spot on. I also think that when people perceive another person as confident, like I said, they think that they don't feel scared, worried, and all those things, which is complete rubbish. The one thing that I do know from speaking to a number of different people who come across as having lots of confidence is the thing that they do all share in common is being really comfortable with mistakes, really comfortable with not worrying about what other people think unless that other person is actually quite important to them. So that other person, like, you value their opinion, you have a relationship with that person, you would take on board some constructive feedback from that person. But the reality is that a stranger that you've never met in life saying that you're rubbish, why would you value their opinion? It's just like, I don't even know you. Mistakes happen every single solitary day. And I loved what Vic said about making the fun in things. If you can find a way within yourself to deliberately make mistakes and laugh at the mistake, your personal growth will go through the roof. I'll give you an example of this. I was struggling within my Avon business to change my approach to speaking to leads. I've been used to talking to a particular type of prospect, and I was talking to a new type, and I was really struggling with just change. Like, you get into a routine of what you say and how you say it, and like coming out of that routine and going into something different. I knew that I wasn't doing it as well as I could. So I was really, really comfortable to sit in my car with somebody I trusted listening into some of these calls so that we could wet ourselves afterwards at how dreadful they were. In an ideal world, I'd have liked to have ended the call and been showered with praises and confetti and like all of those lovely things about how brilliant I was. But that wasn't the purpose of asking somebody to listen in. I asked them to listen in because I knew that I was pants. And I was relaxed because I trusted this person that they were never going to say something mean and horrible, but they were going to tell me how it was, which was it was dreadful. That comfort in, right, great, we both now know it's dreadful. Help me with how I can improve. Just makes you absolutely fly when you realize that the improvements you need are two or three small tweaks. It's not like changing the world, and you can absolutely fly. That doesn't happen if you're really worried about the mistake, what people think about you, what are they going to say, how are they going to react, what will they think of me, will they think that I'm a failure? Anybody that you trust in your life is never going to look at you that way. They're going to go, wow, what a brave person. Oh my God, how confident are they that they're happy for me to watch them make a mistake so that I can support them to improve? It's the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. So if there's one piece of advice I could give you, it would be about stop beating yourself up about making mistakes and start celebrating them and laughing about them because it's funny. It's, I love laughing at myself and I love laughing with other people that I have a trusted connection with about our mistakes. I wouldn't laugh at a stranger because I'd worry that they'd take it the wrong way, but I will wet myself laughing at Victoria's mistakes.
We laugh at each other's mistakes all of the time. In fact, we make them just for fun. I'm sure we do some things deliberately. But it's about, it's about failure. It's about being comfortable with failure, being comfortable with mistakes. And until you find yourself comfortable with that, you're not really going to move forward in the confidence ladder. You've got from being not confident at all to being uber confident at the top, and then we've got those really important steps to climb up, and it's all about failing while you're climbing. And it's that, going back to, you are born with confidence, right? So your confidence is all the way up here when you're born. It's in your fingers, it's in your toes, it's in every part of your body. And then when you're learning and when you're moving around and learning to walk and going to school, when it's other people's reactions and opinions which then start bringing that, taking that confidence out. And we want to fill it back up. And it's, you fall over and you hurt yourself. That pain then reduces your confidence because it instills fear, because you're, swapping that evidence to pain instead of something fun, which is just the walking. And it's all these little things that you then need to bring back to life. Getting on stage, talking to someone. If you've had a time in your life where the first thing you've done is you've gone up to someone, you've had that conversation's gone really well, you're going to want to go and have another conversation straight away. If you've gone up to someone and that conversation hasn't gone the way that you planned in your head, it's going to take a little while to regain that confidence again, to have that initial conversation with someone else. And it's just setting your expectation of not everything is going to go smoothly. Already having that expectation in your head, you've already prepared for the mistakes, you've prepared for the failures, and that's where you get the confidence from. If you prepare for it to go a little bit south and you're ready to laugh, that's great, because you're already setting yourself up to have a little laugh, have a little giggle about a mistake that's happened. You might not even have a mistake, it might then go really, really well, but at least you've prepared for that, and it's not going to knock your confidence because you've prepared. And likewise, Nick said about people's opinions. Especially when you're online, people struggle to show up. They struggle to show up as their true selves online because of people's opinions, because of what people think. Actually, it's the hardest thing I think you can do, is show up authentically as yourself without worrying about people's opinions. I worry about people's opinions every single day. But there's a simple thing of worrying and them stopping me from doing what I'm doing, or worrying and me doing it anyway because the reason I'm showing up is bigger than people's opinions. So for me to show up now, I've got no makeup on, I've slicked my hair back. People be like, oh, I need to do my hair and makeup before I get online. How is that going to make a difference to the message that I'm giving you today? How is me doing my hair and makeup, putting on, a different top or whatever, moving the clutter from behind my camera, how is that going to make a difference to the message that you're going to be hearing today? I could spend half an hour getting ready, clearing out my office, making things so much better, because that's going to give me the confidence to show up online. But that half an hour is going to take the message away, because I'm not going to have time to come and talk to you, because I've got so much else I need to do today. The confidence in me is about what I bring and the message we bring as 360. It's not what I'm going to look like on a Wednesday afternoon.
Do you know what, Vic? I love that analogy you used to the ladder. And as you were talking about going live there, I will never forget my first live on Facebook, like ever in a million years. I actually, it was when I was working for Avon, and I announced on stage a big event that I was going to do a live, because that's what I do, right? Is I tell the world, so I don't bottle it, because otherwise, like, the fear. The bit that cracks me up about this first ever live, right? I genuinely went into my wardrobe and put a sparkly top on with sequins and everything. Like, the makeup was plastered on, the sparkly, like a prized crack, to be honest with you, because I have looked crack. Like, and honestly, like, you couldn't be more unauthentic if you tried. But that's why I really like that ladder analogy that you used, because getting on the first rung, I needed all of those props. I needed to present what I perceived at the time to be the best version of myself. Now, I now know that that was a really unauthentic version of myself, but that's what I needed to get on the first rung. And that's why I love that ladder analogy. As you climb that ladder, you find yourself getting freer and freer. And to Vic's point, I've not got any makeup on. I promise I brushed my hair when I got up this morning. I promised I'd do it, right? But it needs cutting. I've been out, walked the dogs. It was only washed last night, like, and it just looks absolutely to Vic's point. It makes absolutely not one shred of difference to the passion, the emotion, the feeling that you want to present as your authentic self. Other thing, just really want to emphasize that you said there, Vic. Really want to emphasize it. You talked about those expectations of how something's going to go. This is yet another rung on that ladder, is about dropping those expectations, because that's the quickest way to literally, like snakes and ladders, slide down that ladder. It's the quickest way. So just using these lives as a really good example, if Vic and I set an expectation at the beginning of this series, that we had an expectation, we want at least 20 people to be watching the lives, we want this to happen, we want that to happen. First thing that's going to happen, you do your first live, you have 3 people watching, your confidence slide down that ladder. The second live that you do, you're going to do on the back foot. If you find a way to remove those expectations and do it because you want to do it, because it's in you, it's more authentic. You're not doing it to have that set outcome. You're climbing up that ladder, you're not sliding down it.
You are,
It's the
and so
expectations.
so much more comes into confidence than people actually think. Like integrity is massive. So we're doing this series today, and I'm using that as an example because, it's very relatable for people who are watching, also us who's doing it. We're doing this series for the next 14 days because we want to give value to our followers, to our viewers, on a little mini lesson. It's really fun for us. It's something we wanted to do before Christmas, but also it's giving value, a little mini lesson every single day to people who choose to show up. Now, we're not doing that to gain 5,000 customers in the new year, and we're not doing it for any other reason than our way of giving back is to give value, and this is a great way of us doing it. It's integrity. And that also comes into confidence because all you're doing is finding values within yourself, within your business, within your life. You're finding those values that are so strong, you don't have a choice but to be confident because you have to get them across. And if your values are super strong, nothing will get in your way. That's what builds your confidence. My message is stronger than anyone's opinion, and I'm going to share that message with everyone. What I have is stronger than the internet going off and nothing working. I don't care. We'll just start it again. It's about having a stronger message and a stronger reason than the fear enables you to do, to give you that confidence to push forward.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And I did see that that the little sneak peek on our confidence pack you have put out as a freebie, Vic.
I did.
I saw that.
Did you
So
see how I tagged you? So basically, right, me and Nick have this little thing going on. We give discounts, right, to a certain level, but there is such a thing as business, and we do actually have to, put money into the business because we have got overheads, so it is what it is. Anyway, Nick was like, right, I don't want to do a Black Friday offer, and I said, I think we should do a Black Friday offer. So we got the Black Friday offer, which was very good. And then I said, I think we need a little freebie. And right, she needs to talk so her face comes on the screen. Can you talk and shake your head?
you want me to talk and do the God.
That's what she did. That is exactly what she did. This is what I have to put up with, guys. Anyway, we've got a freebie and you can get it today. I'll put it in the comments for you guys.
I was going to say, would you, Vic? That'd be really, really good. Just to, um, The confidence pack, the freebie is basically a snapshot that we've taken out of the confidence pack. We're not giving away the good stuff because I would die. The reason I would die is because this confidence pack, I think it's the best bit of work that I've seen come out of Vic. Like, I really do. Talk about authentic, talk about from the heart, actually useful, actually credible. So we've given you a little bit of a snapshot. It does the pack itself does come with 7 epic short videos that take you on those rungs of that ladder absolutely beautifully. But it has an accompanying workbook, and we've given you a bit of a snapshot of that absolutely for free. It doesn't matter whether you go ahead and buy that full price pack. The little snapshot that you've got there will help you. It genuinely will help you. So do download it, because it's there to, like Vic said, to give back a little bit. And that's what we want to do. And I get that not everybody wants to put their hand in their pocket to get that confidence. So much as I was loathed when Vic was like, do the freebie, like, I do have a soft squidgy bit inside that I don't like people to see.
I like to bring it out of you. I like everyone to see it. Come on, you're not the Grinch at Christmas.
Now that's Andy with his Grinch fries that he had on Monday.
He sent me a video, well, you sent me a video of him, and I've got to try them. They're gherkin fries from McDonald's, guys. Other retailers are available. Right, so I think that's the end of that, isn't it? That is the end of episode 3 today. You have got to pick the topic for tomorrow. Are you going to pick it now, or are we waiting until tomorrow?
To surprise you, I think it's
Okay.
much more fun for you, like, not to be prepared.
Okay, got this. See you tomorrow, guys.
Hey, bye.